vibe catch you are now, because we were vibing in the studio massive. Now the big conversation is coming to you courtesy our sponsors, and we have to pay our bills before we get into it and tell you who was here, what we're up to, and how we're about to cook for the next hour. Now, if you look at me, just look at me. For those of you who cannot see me, look at me. For those of you who cannot see me, look at me. Anyway, courtesy LCY Kiki, ladies and gentlemen, fashion enthusiasts and trendsetters, brace yourselves for a wardrobe revolution. This message is brought to you by the fashion destination that believes in the mantra, everybody deserves to dress well. That's LCY Kiki. LCY Kiki is not just a brand, it's a commitment to bringing affordable fashion to every family worldwide. And now they've set their stylish footprints in Ghana. LCY Kiki is your one-stop destination for fashion-forward finds for every member of the family. Whether you're looking for the latest trends, comfortable casuals, or chic outfits, LCY Kiki has you covered. Don't miss out on the fashion extravaganza happening at LCY Kiki, because everyone deserves to dress well. Visit them at the Accra Mall, Achimota Retail Center, and the Junction Mall. But of course, you need money to get to LCY Kiki. You cannot go and shop with vibes and inshallah. That's why they say money changes people. Charlie, people are winning big on 590 mobile. Just dial *959#. Select the game of the day, be it Monday special all the way to Sunday Asada. But to be like, boys don't know the rundown, so I had to tell you live. Since you play Momo, your winnings are also paid Momo same day, and it's exciting. Boys know they talk chow. Make I tell you something. That's your girl. If you want to tell them, say you win 590 mobile, maybe you go buy hair or clothes or bags. So keep it on the hush hush. Mommy go offer extra praises. The tight you go pay them triple if you like go announce say you win. It's easy. All you have to do is dial *959#. Choose the game you want to play, and then you've got that sorted. When you win big. It goes straight to your mobile money. Always remember to stake responsibly, not for persons below 18 years. 590 mobile. Edda Wonsem. Sound quality means everything. Whether you're cruising in your ride or chilling in your crib, or whether you're listening to us on +899, the sound deserves to be the best. That's what we're saying. Discover a world of innovation, a world of luxury, and a world many of us dream about owning. The world of Bang & Olufsen. A particularly true brand in the ever-evolving realm of high-end electronics that you might love to own. Located in Atlantic Tower, Liberation Road 1, Accra, Ghana. Every day, month, and year, there's so many exciting packages and deals for you, from gadgets that you love like home theater, speakers, headphones, TVs, soundbars, and more. Bang & Olufsen, like no one else. Last but not the least, remember, we're broadcasting to you live on Sky TV as well. Channel 181, Channel 7. All you have to do is type in on your remote 181, and you catch the Culture Squad right there in the UK as well. So we're on Sky, we're on 3 Music TV in GH, and we're on +899. Shanti baby, do you have some bills to pay?
Yes, of course. We all have bills to pay. Chale, how far with the how far? On December the 17th, the people's favorite Dirty December concert Manifestivities returns with a bang. Pull up at the Untamed Empire on Spintex Road, dressed fresh to impress in your hip-hop best as we jam and celebrate 5 decades of hip-hop music and culture. Featuring Ghanaian and international performers on the main stage, talented young rappers, dancers and DJs on the next gen stage, an art exhibition, and an area filled with delectable food and drinks. Manifestivities 2023 promises an unforgettable experience. Make you no lose guard. Grab your special tickets pre-sale now for a cool 150 Ghana cedis. www.manifestivities.accra.art. or using the short code *365*88*32# for a limited time only. Don't miss out on this unforgettable night. Manifestivities happening live and direct December 17th at the Untamed Empire. Make we link up. And of course, after Manifestivities, you might stay till the morning, so definitely you'll need breakfast. So then, what do? You head to District 24. Brace yourself for a food adventure that is as epic as our playlist. District 24 and Breakfast to Breakfast Ghana have you covered 24/7 this festive season. Come with your squad and experience live cooking in the open kitchen and enjoy the world's taste under one roof at District 24. For the night owls, Breakfast to Breakfast Ghana offers the best meal options to refuel your energy and satisfy your night cravings. You can drop by anytime at District 24 in East Legon or Breakfast to Breakfast in Osu Experience the convenience of 24-hour delivery. Check out the menu on the Instagram page and service at District 24 at Breakfast to Breakfast Ghana on Instagram.
Lelo.
Yep.
Sweethearts.
While I take
What you got for me? What you got for me?
Well, what'd you say?
What you got?
While at it and still in the spirit of celebration and in the Christmas spirit, Party on the Field is going to be happening on the 15th of December. Join us for an unforgettable experience at the official launch of the Party on the Field, the biggest Amapiano and Afrobeat festival this December, where the rich and mighty will display their wealth and grandeur. Dress to impress in your finest attire and capture the perfect photo to show off your style as we end the year on a high note. It's happening, like I said, on the 15th of December. It's a Friday at Front Back Accra. Official partners Skanking 3 Music and Front Back Accra. You do not want to miss this. This is strictly by invitation. Now, while at this, right, you know, the whole festive period, we don't want you to go and say gapo ha, and then someone will just run or move back, you know, like we don't want that due to, you know, something that unwanted, you know, smells coming out of your mouth. That is why we encourage you to use Pepsodent every time you blow fuse. That's why we are encouraging you that every time you eat, you also brush your teeth, because every time you eat, food and sugars are trapped between our teeth, leading to decay, gum disease, and in some cases, foul breath. Brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Cavity Fighters gives your teeth the protection they need, leaving your teeth 10 times stronger. Pepsodent Cavity Fighter is fortified with fluoride and microcalcium ingredients, sealing tiny invisible holes in your teeth. This prevents cavities, keeps your teeth strong and your mouth healthy. The Pepsodent Cavity Fighter has a maximum cavity protection, like I already said, of 10 times stronger. So you go cop a Pepsodent toothpaste today and then try it and thank us later. See?
She survived the pro-fro right. But we're still here, Charlie. Fresh and cutie, fresh breath, everything, and it's all about the driving experience. Let me tell you a short story. Charlie, I think I was in JSS or maybe class 6 or JSS 1, and my cousin took me to school in my father's Opel Vectra. And we were on the school park. He just came to drop me, and when he was leaving, he stepped up with pull handbrake. The car got to 190. The whole place. That day my head no big like that till today. And that was when I realized that I love cars. But I love cars, but people love cars. Today we're going to be on the Fast and the Furious lane. We're going to be in that Gran Turismo lane. If you know what the language I'm speaking, you know where we're going. We're going to be talking about cars, specifically remodeling and speccing high-end cars, how we take it from wow to wow. Well, we have the man here. He's made a name for himself. He's elevated the game. He's hit the industry in the gut where it hurts. I'm talking about Kelvin Quay, CEO of Stunncast Auto Works. My brother Akwaba.
Thank you, Cyril.
Yeah, and please, who are you here with?
I'm here with Martin, my assistant.
Please, Martin, our assistant. You are welcome to Culture Day. So we have Kelvin and Martin here from the Stunncast Auto Works team. They're going to be telling us everything that we need to know. Now, most of you have seen the pictures, the videos online, the mods, the specs that have been applied to all sorts of cars. Some celebrities, some you don't even know them, but on the low, the car, they find you. Then we're going to move to the conversation about drifting, about drag racing, about all the fun stuff that we, the petrol heads, we like. And you're going to break it down. But for now, Akwaba, vroom vroom.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Charlie, so where do I begin? Martin.
Right.
I want to see if you're a good assistant.
Okay.
You can join with me.
Give us a rundown
of
1 minute of Stunncast Auto Works.
Okay, so Stunncast Auto Works is the leading industrialist here in Ghana when it comes to high-end modifications, upholstery works, paint corrections, basically everything aesthetically revolving or surrounding a vehicle. Stunncast has got you covered. Stunncast has, we personally like to give our clients or customers a personal touch. We don't just want them to bring their cars in and then just take it home. We want you to take your car home. When you park it, you have to turn around and then look at it. That's what we do for you. So Stunncast does a whole lot that just goes beyond customization and vehicle upgrades.
Okay. Charlie, nice. You do it like PDF. All right, Charlie.
He knows the stuff.
So, more. The way you mentioned the cereal there, you can make the ask questions. Charlie, what led to this dream, this vision, taking cars, doing all this, making sure you can do stuff like paint correction, mods, building body kits, all these things? Where did it start? I want you to open up from the genesis of this for us.
Genesis, yeah. I've always been a car lover. I've had passion for cars, and I got exposed into customization when I met Dennis and Julius Muin. That was around, I think I was in Accra Academy, Form 2, and I was really impressed, and they introduced me to Mechanic Performance. That's Michael Yadum. And
Dennis with the TT.
The TT. It was actually the TT I saw, and I was really moved. It moved me. I was like, this is different, because there was nothing like that in the country. It started from there. Dennis introduced me to Mechanic Performance. That's Mr. Boache Yadum. Then we started collaborating. We've been together for close to 15 years now. Yeah, and the passion has always been there. It's been growing ever since. It's not been easy, but we've come a long way.
Was this passion when you said Accra, but
yeah?
Was it way
before
Accra?
Yeah.
Hey.
No, but the passion for customization was in Accra Academy.
So you loved cars.
I both love cars.
By cars.
Yeah.
Let me ask you DVLA questions. Yeah. How early did you start driving?
Can I say it on air?
Oh, you can say it. Rana is too late. They can't go and catch you for last year.
So I think around 11, 12, I used to steal my dad's car.
Wow. And what was the house like when you got back?
Oh, my dad was cool. Was my mom. My dad was always cool. Yeah, my dad was cool. At a certain point, he just gave me the keys within the compound, because the compound was really big for me to move, and he looking at me, tell myself, and I made a mess because I've never done it under pressure. But yeah, it's come a long way. And even the drifting, there was a mistake in the house. So I wanted to back out his Audi, and ended up popping the clutch, and there was a stagnant burnout in the process. And I was enthused about it. And stole the car, took it to West Hills Mall, behind West Hills Mall. They were building an estate around that area, and started drifting, and I bashed the car.
Well,
yeah, I bashed it because I was drifting the wrong car.
Every good driver bash once.
Yeah. At what age was that though?
13, 14.
Huh?
Okay. So
in the early 2000s, there was actually a show on MTV Base, very famously called Pimp My Ride.
Yeah.
And I believe Snoop Dogg and Exhibit, the rapper, were presenters at one point. And I remember, as a kid watching that show and really realizing how big the culture of, refurbishing luxury cars was in the States. Do you believe we're now seeing a revolution here in Ghana?
Yeah.
Are Ghanaians now understanding, the beauty of remodeling cars?
Yeah, they are. They're appreciating it. I get a lot of fun love when I step out. People actually even remind me of builds I've built and forgotten about. Yeah, so like Martin, like this, when he met me, he started talking of stuff I'd forgotten, because and they really appreciate it. It's because it's an opening, it's an avenue for more people to come into, because there's a lot of revenue to be made in this space.
Would you say that you were one of the...
That should be the first question. What did you then buy? Mention. We are all listening. What did you come here today?
S560 Coupe Mercedes.
Is it kitted? Anything extra?
Oh,
it's stock.
It's stock big boy.
Okay.
It's
clean.
A big boy with clean, all white.
Okay, carry on.
But what would you say is that one build that has stuck out to you? Because you did mention that there are some that you've created and even forgotten about. So what was that one? Because I always believe that, you can do a lot of things, but there's one that will stick out to you for one reason or the other. And why?
I'll get problems if I
no, without mentioning the names of the owners.
Okay, no, not the owners, because every build is unique in its own way.
Right.
So it's quite difficult to pick a favorite now. But currently, my favorite is the E30 BMW with the V8 engine. It's unique because it's never been done in the country. I mean, people have tried, but they've not been able to accomplish it.
Did you do the engine swap?
Engine swap with a V8, a 4.7 liter engine. into an E30, a 40-year-old car. It was at the recent car show.
Which engine? Is that the one with the hood off?
The hood off, the
Okay,
yellow.
Which engine was put inside? Is that what?
It's a Lexus Lexus V8.
Okay.
You know the Lexus, the big 4x4s. Yeah, we took the engine out of that.
LX 570.
LX 470.
LX 460 is the Prado.
GX 460.
GX
460. Yeah.
Okay.
GX 460.
So for those of you, the GX 460 is the Prado. What we know as Prado.
Yes.
LX 570 is what we know as Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he
Okay.
put a Prado engine, V8, 5.7 liter petrol, into an E30, which is the old BMW with the round light, the 3 Series.
Yeah.
So taking one brand, cannibalizing it, fitting it into another, taking a Japanese brand, cannibalizing it, fitting it into a German machine, which has some of the best differentials.
But I
around
would
and
also like
driving
to
that.
understand, right?
Where did you learn
when
this?
those sorts of switches happen, do you what are the processes you have to go through to make sure that, okay, when I move, a car part from this car and then I fit it into this car, it's going to work? The possibility of it even not working after everything is done, doing your checks and all of that.
A whole lot of custom fabrications, a whole lot of logistics, custom fabrication and testing.
Research and
Because the
development.
car has to accept the engine. Mind you, that was not the engine that it came with originally. So the car has to receive and accept the engine and then become one with it so that to move in accordance. So a whole lot of custom fabrication. You fit it in sometimes, and then you realize that a particular component is bigger than the other. So you have to go and research about
There's
it.
physical limitations.
Yes, exactly.
So the chassis might not have space for the engine block.
It never has.
So what gearbox did you put on this mod?
A ZF gearbox.
Okay.
ZF.
So when you're making the changes, do you change everything?
No.
How
you
does it
don't.
work?
So we want it to still look original. So we try and maintain the classic look, and everything underneath is changed. So we fabricate the chassis, or we alter the chassis to fit in the engine, reinforce it to make sure that the engine doesn't tear it apart. And a lot of custom, because that car has AMG brakes, because you have carbon ceramic brakes.
Because you needed the best.
You need to stop it.
$3,000. That's a lot.
Yeah, so it's a lot of money going into that car, and it's unique. I don't know whether I saw a video of it on the tow track.
Yeah.
Burnout. It's and the amount of smoke it produced in the process is very unique. But you see more of it on the 24th.
Speaking of unique, over the past few years, we've seen a barrage of luxury cars coming into Ghana.
Yeah.
Not just your obvious Range Rover or G-Wagon anymore. We're seeing a lot more higher grade cars. What has been the car model that you've received to, i.e., spruce up, refurbish, that has wowed you? Don't mention the owner, but mention the car that you thought, wow, that's rare in Ghana.
It's mostly the G-Wagons.
Okay.
Yeah, we do a lot of Brabus modifications, but I would say it's the SLS Black Series.
Nice.
Mercedes is a unique car, cost over $1 million.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
And what specifically did you do on that?
Coded.
Coded. No. Once he says coded, I have an idea.
It's
what
fine.
it is. Yeah. So, okay. So here is my question to you now. Must I have a supercar, a performance car, or high-end car to work with Stunncast? Can I bring my Camry, my normal 2.0 Camry, or my 1.8 Corolla, and maybe I don't have the budget. I don't have $1 million. I don't even have 500,000, right? But I have a car and I have a vision.
Yeah.
Do you have any experiences like that?
Okay, so I'm not cutting you off, but
Cut
then
me,
what I'm
please
coming
cut
to say, what I'm saying is going to fit directly into where you're coming from. So basically, I'm going to use this in the drift hunters context. We take cars that people see as valueless. Most of these E30s, E46s, E30, E39s and whatnots, we see them by the streets, sometimes see them, sometimes abandons and whatnot, and then we turn them into masterpieces. So what we are trying to do for the car culture, or to conscientize the youth mainly, is that you don't necessarily have to have something ostentatious to come to Stunncast, because we are building something from ground up, something from scratch. Then we are turning it into a masterpiece, something unique, something that hasn't been done. So if you have your Honda Civic, if you have your Toyota Corolla, if you have your Camry, if you have your Hyundai Sonata, anything at all, just come and then we'll sort you out. At the end of the day, Kelvin started from somewhere. He didn't just make the name for himself. was time, hard work, and diligent and consistency. So we want to put that message across. That's why Drift Hunters is so dear to us, because we want to send a particular message to people that we are doing this to more or less like add onto what car culture represents, what the automotive space is. I don't know if you get what I'm coming from. What you're saying. So yes, Stunncast is your home. Okay. Just feel free and come.
Adding on to the automotive space and doing all these for your customers is all great. But I remember the first time I fixed the subwoofer, and the guy took out the 2-din console and took the door panels off, and I ran away. Because I was like, oh my God, what's saying no? You understand? And then after going to walk inside Osua and came back, I was at Joe's place, Mosfet.
Yeah, Mosfet.
By the time I came back, they had fixed everything back and the car was banging. I was like, do you have these experiences? Do the car owners ever come and see their car like in bits, in pieces, and then what was that experience like? Like, do you have to calm them down? Do people lose their mind?
You know, one thing about Ghanaians, so I think it's generally with everyone. When you are spending money, you become very conscious.
Yeah,
you get it. So
actually, take time with the panel.
So just imagine that we invoice you, and then you see how much you're spending. Obviously, maybe you surprise us, and then you come to the shop, and then maybe we are spraying your car, and then you see that your Mercedes-Benz S-Class, your headlights are off, and then you see that your tail lights, and then you see, your car is hanging. Your $200,000 vehicle. Hey, what's going on? So you know what he adapted us to start doing. We mostly take videos of every procedure that we do and send it to the client so that they are fully aware and they are comfortable. And then if they have any question at all, we explain it. We take our time and explain it to them. So their clients, sometimes you'll be there like around 12 a.m. They'll call you, they'll send you a voice note. You have to answer. You have to take them through what you took them through yesterday. So
you guys come on the bumper. I mean, affect the fog light.
Charlie, my senses, you get that. So yeah, we get that a lot. And so, you see most of these high-end vehicles. So obviously, you'll be very finicky. You'll be like, are these people doing the right things? Are they putting the right components in place and whatnot? So it's that reaction is there almost all the time.
Now that Martin mentioned clients, right? Let's talk about building your client base and customer service.
Right.
Because I like that you said you take videos of every process so that everybody is comfortable with what you're doing, right? So how has that worked for you over the years in building your client base? Do you do referrals, and then also how you maintain your clients, and then how you pay attention to customer service?
So it basically boils down to Kelvin. I'm learning from him. So throughout, the character that I've gotten from him is he's very calm in every situation, even whenever we are finicky or we are scared about something. So, people, this work of ours, dealing with people is very difficult because not everybody has the same personality. Some people are short-tempered, some people have very low tolerance levels and whatnot. So, just be yourself, as he always says. Some are also emotional, exactly. So, as he always tells us, just be yourself, and then God will do the rest. Just be yourself. You get it? Just, how do I put this? Be genuine. Be genuine in all your dealings. Be truthful to the customers. And then I think it's worked for him, because if you look at the client base, the clientele, the celebrities and whatnot, it's the same formula that he's used when he started Stunncast at Odoko, and then he is where he is today. You get it? So it's just basically about being genuine and then being 100.
To what Lenny has said, actually talking about clientele base and your customers. When dealing with your higher clientele, what are some of the demands, or what would you say has been like the craziest request that you've ever heard of? Have people come to you and said, turn my car into something that looks like a spaceship, or what has been a really, really crazy request?
Don't guard you over to you. Which car? The request software you.
We get a lot of weird demands. We get a lot of weird demands, but we talk them out of it sometimes.
Are they back to the future level demands?
Give us an example of something like.
Also, a customer wanted this car as wide as almost half the wideness the car originally was.
Oh,
wow. And it comes full of
with a kit or like
we customize the kit. Yeah, so he wanted it that wide, and I told him if he does that, he's going to lose power and the car would only look nicer when it's lower in our conditions of our roads and whatnot. So I talked them out of it. But mostly we normally, I think the most, which car?
Don't get you.
I think Shatawale's Range Rover. Yeah, Shatawale's Range Rover.
What happened with that?
Wide-bodied.
He just came and then he said, "Go all out."
Yeah, that's how Wale is. He doesn't ask you about color. No. Just do what you want to do. Yeah. So with him, it was quite difficult because we wide body in a 4x4. It's not as easy. The car's
already wide.
It's already, not that it's already wide. It's already high. The high center of gravity. A lot of clearance underneath the car. So when you make it wide, it's just going to look wide and up, like you are back on top and like Johnny Bravo. So there was a lot of modifications we had to do. We had to get custom wheels for the car, custom spacers, and also up the performance a bit, so at least it would accommodate the weight and also the wideness, because now you're putting wider tires, there's more traction, there's more drag, so we had to do all of that. And we almost, I think we didn't even deliver on time. It was on his birthday, we were supposed to deliver, and we delivered I think an hour after.
I think you delivered it to the party.
Yeah, to the party.
So if the pressure at the office that day,
it was crazy, man.
When you say you had to deliver you had to up the power, the performance. How does that work? So I've come in for a kit, right?
Yeah.
And it's added weight. You're putting spacers, bigger tires, more drag, all these things. How do you increase my power?
ECU remaps, the brain of the car.
What are
ECUs?
Don't talk to me. Talk to our listeners.
What are
talk to our listeners.
Because
they used to use the electronic control unit of the car.
That's the brain of the car.
Okay.
Yeah. So the manufacturer always tunes it to for the car to be the best when it comes to reliability
and fuel efficiency.
So you have to play around it. You have to make sure it's balanced. It's not too much, because when it's too much, it ends up messing up with the engine. And also our 4 requirements, or the 4 requirements the car, the tune needs, is always a bit dicey, because in Ghana we don't have like a merit when it comes to like knowing the amount of octane in the car. Yeah, so all of that is very important. If you don't get the right tuner to do the job, you end up messing up the engine, you end up messing up a whole lot of stuff. The customer will always call back and complain this, or the car will just be ostentatiously loud for no reason. Yeah, so luckily enough, we have one of the best in the country, and we are in collaboration with Gintani, that's in America, and DME Tuning. Yeah, so we always make sure we give you the best, the very best.
With regards to this international collaboration,
yeah,
do you take out the ECU, send it for a remaps, bring it back, or you work remotely, or
both?
Both ways, depending on
the vehicle. The newer cars, you need to send out the ECU, because there are a lot of fiber optics in the ECU, so it's not something you can just take plug and play. No. So, but let's say cars beneath 2018, 2016, we do a team viewer. They take control over the car. We connect our OBD. We have the special adapters for it. So when we connect to the internet. They take over and handle everything from there. So they're able to know the history of the car and know which tune is best for the car. Yeah. Shanti, go.
Can you take us through the process of actually acquiring these materials and what it's like? Is it stressful coming into Ghana? Because a friend of mine actually explained that, clearing a car itself, for instance, sometimes can actually cost double the amount that the car was bought for coming into Ghana. So what kind of challenges do you go through getting these specific materials into the city to be able to refurbish?
Shipping and also delivery timelines. Basically, yeah, because when it gets, sometimes it's withheld at customs. You go there, plenty talk. It's sometimes just unnecessary, because there's a lot of money already pumped into it. You go and there's a big bill waiting for you at customs, and this is a repair and return item, in the sense that we sent it from Ghana to overseas. It's coming back, and you still have to pay duty on it. Yeah, so that's one of the challenges. Secondly, it's also timing with the shippers. That doesn't have anything to do with Ghana. The shippers from overseas, sometimes they have difficulties, or there are delays in shipments. Now, you've given the customer a timeline. You're not able to meet the timeline. You have an angry customer. You have to sort of, manage here and there, follow up. currently that's what I'm even doing on the phone now. Because
The irony.
I see that you the me the phone.
because
My guy, in mind no day here.
on my mind day, it's just that I need some parts for our upcoming show on the 24th. Yeah, and then if it doesn't come in time, it might worry me because I have a surprise for all of you.
He got some nice rims for his car.
Oh.
His special car.
Okay.
You see it on the 24th.
We'll start talking about the
and then
event on the
the
24th
ribs,
soon,
the duty
so.
cost you about what, 10,000?
Yeah.
10,000
Yeah,
for
that-
the duty
that morning
of
he
the
was-
rims alone.
Of the rims alone.
Wow.
That morning he was moody.
That's
But when you put it under the car, the mood go change.
It's already changed.
It's already changed.
You know what I wanted us to also talk about
Right.
is that the fact that he mentioned customs and the difficulties in clearing and all of that, right? Is there sort of like an association where you guys, just have one front, just to push your grievances and make sure
agenda,
that
yeah.
maybe it's eased up on you a bit, because then you are also trying to run a business here, right? And then all of the high custom bills and all of that is going to take a toll on you. If there isn't, are you looking forward to, being one of the pioneers of
Right.
refurbishing cars in Ghana, are you looking at anything like that?
I'm sure he has it in mind in the foreseeable future, but then per my own POV, generally Ghanaians are not that supportive. Generally, so you put out a brilliant initiative, you give it the blueprint and everything, then you think that you have people that are fully backing you 100%, and then when it gets there, you see that everybody draws back, and then you're just left alone with your plans in your hands. You get it? So sometimes I understand why a lot of people are reluctant to voice out. A typical example is the bad fuel in our system. Like there's a whole lot. I'm sure maybe some of you have experienced with your spark plugs and whatnot. But then you see there's no united front to more or less like address the
We
proper
complain about
authorities.
it.
We complain about it, and then
Online.
that's that. So it's like everybody's just outside gentility home cry. Everybody's just dealing with it one way or another. But I don't think it's also the best. So who knows? In the foreseeable future, I think it's something that we can look at and then work on, because it makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
Fingers
like it
crossed.
will ease up, the stress on all of you. So fingers crossed.
May I ask, because I'm somewhat speaking from a novice's standpoint,
Yeah, yes.
half know about cars, half don't. So in the watch world, for instance, it's said that when you buy a luxury watch, it's not ideal to embezzle the watch with diamonds or to kind of refurb the watch. So for instance, if you purchase a Rolex, they advise you that if you want to resell the Rolex, don't do too much with it. Otherwise, it becomes harder to
sell,
resell.
yeah.
Is that the same with cars? If I have a
Yes.
luxury car and I kit it out with diamonds on the roof and rims and gold here, gold there, and I want to resell the car in future, will that not affect my chances of being able to resell effectively?
It depends on the type of car.
Okay.
There are some cars you don't play around with. They are all-time classics. You leave them as they are. The moment you start playing around them, it loses value. And there are some cars where you modify. Like let me give you an example. The G-Wagon. There's a company called Brabus. Brabus is the kit. The price of the kit alone is like almost the price of the car. Getting like it never loses value. Even the older versions still retain their value. You have the original G-Wagons going down in value, and that's depreciating in value, and the Brabus is rather appreciating because they are one-off cars. They are just a limited number. There's also another company called Mansouri. So it depends. It's dependent on the type of car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice one. Nice.
I wanted to know that from a consumer's perspective, right? We've spoken about Shatawales and the Range Rovers and all the high-end stuff.
All the high-end stuff.
If I wanted to get, if I'm a car lover and I've always had the dream, I watched Print My Ride, I'm on Instagram, I play Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, I have the dream.
He bought,
But I don't,
not to catch you off, he bought a car because of the Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Nice.
Which one?
The E46 Coupe.
I swear, dude.
Because of the game, he bought that car. He was in town, he saw the
Look
car.
at me.
He saw the owner, he was like, you buy the car, he bought it for you.
What car would you, if you had to, okay, let me not be unfair. Some people like German, some people like Japanese.
Yeah.
So if you had to give me two cars, that if you're a German person, start with this. If you're a Japanese car person, start with this.
So I would have gone for the BMW E30, but they are becoming scarce in the system because they are about almost 40 to 50 years old now. So I'll say start with the 36 or the E46 BMW. Or you can go Mercedes, like your Mercedes. You had a C36 AMG, which is unique. So something of that sort, the C36, E36, you can do a lot of modifications to it. You can add more value to it. And the Japs, you go in for, that's the Japanese, sorry. With the Japs, you can go in for Nissan Skyline, or that's too expensive.
Come down small.
There's
Mazda Miata.
The Miata is a nice car. You can even slam a V8 into the Miata.
Really?
Yeah, that's one we are doing now.
You heard what he says?
Why are you getting ideas? This is Protocol, dear.
Yeah, Ginger, am I smiling too much? All right. So for the Japanese people, get the Miata. Miatas are affordable.
Actually, not to cut you off again. Sorry.
Oh no, cut me, bro. We are here for you. I'm here every day.
But if you're to go Japanese, the Miatas are actually one of the most reliable and the most sold sports cars you can get. They are very good. Particularly for tuning and whatnot.
So what would you do to a Miata?
What will I do to a Miata? I think I'll turbocharge it.
I'll put a V8 into it.
You don't get
Which V8? You sound like a musclehead. You sound like an American.
No, everything is V8 for him.
I like power.
But people have figured out how to do power with 1.8.
Yes. I want to shift down that lane.
On V8?
The torque, delivery, the sound. Yeah, just listening to that E30 on the tow track. When I always watch the video and it gets to that side of the video, the sound of the exhaust alone, it just makes me okay.
All right. So let's move into drift culture. Yes, now, it started for drift culture, let me break it down. It started as atriche. We call it atriche. Whether it's boys from Paint moving to Ish to go and sport there. They even went to Lagos. After I went to Lagos, enjoy Lagos.
Are you sure? You are not sure. You don't know.
I swear to God, bro.
No, you don't know.
Listen, bro. Listen.
We just apologize.
You are sorry. You better be sorry.
No.
Listen, 20 cars strong from Paint. Go Ish. Go Jubilee. Go sport there.
We've done it so many times.
That's what I'm saying. Who set the pace?
You guys said, but we didn't even know.
The time you can't hear say something.
We didn't hear anything.
Maybe
Charlie, don't hear.
Hey, Charlie, shout out to my boys. We do some. Anyway, so from that to what used to happen at a trade fair.
Yeah.
There used to be a Sunday. It was a secret thing, like some random Sunday. Then the boys pull up for trade fair and do archery and all that. You've elevated it, you branded it, you've made it formal, you've put structure to it, safety guidelines, all these things. Tell us about drifting, the challenge, and what Drift Hunters is all about.
Okay, don't get you start and I'll take over.
You start.
Okay. Okay, so drifting is a motorsport. It's predominant in Japan.
So it's not nonsense.
It's not nonsense.
It's not people misbehaving.
It's not nonsense.
It's not why you put down brake.
No.
Okay.
There's a lot of precision that goes with it. So right now, what we are trying to do with Drift Hunters is we are trying to conscientize Ghanaians and bridge the gap between the Western world and then Africa. So that's why it's called Drift Hunters Africa. We are not just looking at Ghana, we are looking beyond the scope. Nice. So what Drift Hunters represents is more or less like bringing a motorsports that Ghanaians aren't conscious about and then telling them that we have able and capable men whom are doing it and are doing it well. Doing it very, very well. It's not just a group of young guys who have gotten money and then they are just misbehaving. They are spoiling tires. The boys are Busoka. Anytime we drift, they are angry. They are angry. No, because you come and buy a tire for them like boys and patrol men say tire. No, you get it. So when they see, like, no, these boys are troublesome. So basically, what Drift Hunters represents is not just a show, but it's a whole brand. It's a subsidiary of Stunncast Autoworks, but then it's a whole brand on its own, dedicated solely to the motorsport of drifting. We have currently, I think, the only two motorsports in Ghana that are automobile related are drag racing, and then now we are bringing drifting to it to make it two. So the drag racing, that's the launch control. Shout out to the BMW club.
I heard it's not happening this year.
Yes, unfortunately.
Oh, Charlie.
But we have Drift Hunters, so why are you sad?
We've got you covered.
No, I was going to cover both. I was going to have both on my sports.
Okay.
Okay.
No, we'll be there for both. But
We've got you. Don't be sad. We've got you. So, like I said, Drift Hunters is more or less like trying to conscientize Ghanaians. We are more or less like bringing the educative bit into it. It's not just sitting in the car and then just throwing it around. It's a whole lot of mathematics that go with it. It's a whole lot of calculations that go with it, particularly with the way he does it in very tight spaces. If you know the kind of pressure that is on him whenever he's in the vehicle.
I used to drift to Berlin in university.
Wait,
We used to
what
go
did you say?
together.
What?
Drifted?
With me?
Lenny, confess.
What did you say? Oh yeah.
Why
No,
you
I'm
stand,
always-
stand, stand,
No,
stand,
wait. I was always really scared. Like,
Right.
I mean, if he
Let
would
me-
say,
Was it
Let
when
me
you
say-
using
let
the
me say
360?
something.
The 360?
No,
Let me say
I was
something.
always
Let me
really
brag.
scared when we
Yeah.
were drifting,
Let me
like
brag.
all the time.
Let me brag. Okay. Let me brag. Anybody who says I'm lying, call me out. Those who were there know. You see paint
Yeah.
from AC.
Uh-huh.
It's AC. Which one is the one? The NC. Which one's the first one? The one near Wando.
Nairobi Port.
Nairobi.
Yeah.
Before Kampala.
Yeah.
From Nairobi to AC in the 36. Right?
Yeah.
Full speed up into the curve. When we started the accent, you see gravity go pull you back.
Yeah.
So that small inertia, no, then we put it back in reverse, right? And hit a bend there and slammed it back and brake. The guy who did my front, Jamie, the guy opened door puke. I remember like it was yesterday. Listen, that was at the time. Maybe you say it was reckless, it was this,
Yeah.
but the confidence.
You're a very
Bro.
bad boy.
Oh, yeah.
Bad boy.
You're a
Yeah,
bad boy.
bad
I know this.
You like bad things.
Alcohol bombing.
Alcohol Bobby.
It's always
Shout outs to Jagger.
Hey, Charlie, car they jump past.
it's always so scary. I mean, when you are in the car and you are drifting, so it's no surprise to me that your friend puked. I never puked though. I mean, I enjoyed it, but then
You
all
like
the
the thrill
time,
of it.
yeah, all the time as well. It's sort
The
of scary
adrenaline was
because
too
sometimes
much.
exactly
But
sometimes it
adrenaline
feels
is
it feels that
200%.
way. What I want to find out from Stunner is how they've been able to, I mean, because it's going to be a whole, event. It's not just going to be two people, right? There are going to be other people there as well. Safety
Yeah.
measures are really important
Yeah.
because then later on, you're going to have food stalls,
Yeah.
music
Yeah.
performances,
Vendors,
vendors,
and
everybody.
the crowd.
Yeah.
And the
Notice that people
crowd.
get excited and-
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
How is safety going to be like? And then also, how have you handpicked, the drifters as well?
For safety, that's our top and uttermost priority because when you reach out to these major stakeholders, they basically have the notion that it's something reckless, right? So you have to just break it down for them to understand. And then our safety officer, he's one heck of a guy, Kinjaga. He's not going to give you room at all. You get it. So regarding the safety, we have all the needed requirements. We've got the police on board. We've got the ambulance service.
Fire
we've got
service.
the fire service. We're not going
Okay.
to need them, but we've got them.
Yeah.
We've
Just
got
in case.
the bouncers as well and all of that. We've got them all on standby and all on lock. And then we've got a professional safety officer who knows what he's doing. So I don't know.
Flyer. Nice.
Yeah.
The real showdown.
Okay. So Stunncast Autoworks, that's on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. The real showdown, Drift Hunters, December 24th, 2023. Christmas Eve special. Don Chaji and
Dongaji.
Is it G? Looks
Yes,
like I can see.
Dongaji.
Dongaji versus Wicked, and as you can see, it's a BMW conversation, Charlie, and it's definitely going to be crazy. We'll be there to check it out and see exactly how they pull it off.
And then
But-
that's Mechanic Performances, Mr. Nigga Boachiado.
okay.
No, which other drifters are going to
Okay,
be
so
there?
if you look closely, that's Aram
That's
standing on the
head of
car.
security as well.
He's also drifting.
Okay.
We
The
have-
one with the bandana on the head is Kinjaga. That's our safety officer.
And the one to the right, that's Collins. He's actually a professional drifter from America.
Okay.
Nice.
He's called Collins. not
Collins. It's
Collins.
Collins.
Okay.
Collins Boating. But they call him Collins.
They call him Collins in
Collins.
Ghana.
I wanted to
Charlie,
ask, in terms of speaking of drifting culture and racing culture, British Formula One racing driver Lewis Hamilton recently came out and he said, that he believes it's time that Africa had our own Formula One, which
Yeah.
is arguably very true.
Yeah.
Do you believe that Ghana or a country in Africa could eventually reach the point whereby we see this happening sooner rather than later?
Yeah, because funny enough, there's one of the drifters who is actually a professional Formula One. He was in Formula 2.
He was the second best.
Second best in France.
France,
That's
rather,
Kobe Beko. I don't know whether you know Kobe. Yeah, he's part of the crew. He's also drifting on the day.
Okay.
So he tried to bring it in about 10 years ago, but it didn't go as planned.
years ago,
Yeah,
wow.
he met the stakeholders. but they
Sometimes
were
the
not-
vision is too early.
It's too
Yeah.
early, way too
Try
early.
again.
Because I feel like 10 years ago we didn't have what
At
we have
all.
with
10 years
culture
ago, they used to
in
still
Ghana,
come
so-
and sack people from trade fair. Because the
Right.
trade fair was like, it's happening, and by the time the police hear and they come, then scatter. So it's grown. I want to know now, I'm seeing a lot of BMWs on the flyer, blah, blah, blah. Is that the best car for drift? Because I've also seen the Mzanzi boys. And the Mzanzi boys, apart from the BM, they also mess around with the GTI. a lot. So, in your take, maybe give us the best 3. People are on my phone asking. Please ask him what's the best car for drifting.
It's the 830 BM. It's balanced. The 830 BMW is balanced. So if you take a close look at our videos, you realize it's always that car, and it's always in the best of positions when you take it sideways. The other cars, you have to do a lot of modifications to get them drifting right. That's why we push away from them. But you see a lot of new cars on the day. We have a lot of surprises for you
guys.
Yes.
Off the back of that, right, we've seen a few times when cars are drifting and they catch fire and all of that. What would you say is the cause of that? And then what checks should people do just to ensure that, my car is drift worthy and I can, take it on the road and do whatever I want to do?
It's mostly the boys misbehaving in town.
What did you say? Sorry.
It's mostly the boys misbehaving in town.
Okay.
So I think it's also, you need to more or less like have a little bit of foresight into the vehicle you own. Most of these boys try to do
lack of understanding.
Yes, most of these boys try to do stunts with front wheel drive vehicles, so they don't get the best. So they keep beating.
It's nearly impossible.
Exactly. So they keep beating on these cars, and even if it's all-wheel drive, sometimes they don't know what they it's a whole lot of calculations that go into getting the perfect 360 or 180. So sometimes they tend to just think you just more or less like floor it and then just turn its opposite in the direction, and then you get that angle or that through.
Or
but then it doesn't
lucky,
work. It doesn't work that way.
If you're like you're not lucky and you gathered some enough.
It doesn't.
A lot of
work
time
that
when
way.
it burns, it's because one, they have the wrong tire. So as they are burning out, the tire is chunking off, and most of the chunking is going on your hot brake disc.
Yeah.
I don't understand all of that. But
You
see when
the debris from the tires.
You see when you are doing that, the tire is wearing off.
Yeah.
That smoke is from your tire smoldering.
Grating.
Right.
Now part of the tire that's chunking off is falling on your brake disc.
Yes.
And your brake pad, which is hot.
Right.
So it's like
it can
putting hot
catch
rubber
fire.
on that, then it catches fire. And when the fire touches the tire, you're gone. You see, there was a Corvette that went boof at.
The
We
pen
shouldn't
one.
talk about it.
Uncle Bobby.
Feel free.
The pen one. Yeah.
So I think what was in the tire? Nitrogen.
So no, not nitrogen. So apparently that car is not meant for drifting. They are not limited slip differentials. So he was
that's
putting too
LSD.
much. Yeah, no, LSD is limited slip differential. That's the most appropriate differential for drifting. That car is an open diff. So if you realize there was only one tire spinning, even though it's a sports car, so it managed to move both tires, and it was putting too much pressure on one tire. The fender of that car is made out of fiberglass. So when the tire explodes, it just took.
I went on YouTube after that video, and it's something that happens.
With that car. That means it's not right for it.
Yeah, it's not made for it.
Martin did some explanation when it comes to the drifting, right? Which just put an idea in my head.
Okay.
Are you looking at a drift school or something like that? Like, building or a drift academy, let me just put it that way, just in also upping and adding to the culture. We should use your
Investor one.
Are we looking at
we're even thinking of having more or less like a master class, just for people that would want to learn. So not necessarily learn, but then we have to explain the ins that go into it, because mind you, it's a serious investment. If I tell you how much Dongaji buys tires for, you put your hands on your head. So we have to educate them on the do's, the don'ts, and then the kind of vehicles and then the modifications you need. And even if you have the vehicle set up and whatnot, it all boils down to the kind of driver that you are. So you'll need to go through intense training, because mind you, he's been doing this for 10 years plus. He didn't just wake up and then start Stunncast is drifting. No, he's been doing this for 10 years plus. So he's been dedicated, he's learned, he's made his mistakes, and then now he's polished up, and then he's ready to show everybody what he's got.
You have
so
to change this guy's job to PR.
Right? I was just going to say
It's actually part of the PR team. PR for drift and
So I was just going to say, you're doing all the talking.
Assistant
Head of
Uncle Bobby.
Mr. Jaga. So basically, we are thinking of having a master class, even I think before the show, because of the logistics and everything that is involved. Time is not on our side, but we it's something that we are looking at. I think even in collaboration with the Ghana Highway Authority as well as the Ghana Police Service, so that it will be more or less like a fully safe thing that we
Those
have
things,
all the entities on board, and then we go all out.
Okay.
That's good.
Listen,
That's nice.
my
Fingers crossed. They're not the
Fingers
best.
crossed. Fingers
Yeah.
crossed. And then
Nice.
luckily
Yeah.
we said it here on 3 Music, so
It's live,
they'll make reference.
Yeah.
My producer is asking if he can drift in his Matisse. I'm telling him no. He's also asking if he can drift in Lenny's Matrix. I said
Leave
no.
me alone.
So in that regard, Dempsey, please, they say buy BM.
Unfortunately, no.
To school at the Stunncast stroke Cyril Academy. I don't know what the man there. I don't know how it's been. It's Culture Daily. We've been vibing with the team from Stunncast Auto Works. It's Drift Hunters. It's on the 24th of December. Come out. It's at the Legon City Mall, right?
Yeah.
Yes, there's security, everything from ambulance, police, fire service.
So
Last word.
Yeah, so we changed the location from Platinum Place to Legon City Mall. People were asking the reason why. It's because of safety, and we want everybody to enjoy the show. The allowance for the spectators to enjoy isn't enough at Platinum. Legon City Mall, we are actually putting the place in a certain way to allow about 10 to 15,000 people enjoy the show. Yeah, so they should come in their
Charlie,
numbers.
if you miss some, you go watch out.
You really, if you miss some,
It's the biggest, not to
It's your
toot my
problem.
own horn, but it's the biggest show in December, and
Big,
then it's
big,
centered
big,
around
big,
cars.
big.
Everybody loves cars, so just
Charlie.
come through, come with mommy, come with daddy, come with the little ones. Let them
Come
come
with
in their
Smolly.
room.
Come with mommy.
Come with
Charlie, and that's it for Culture Daily's big conversation today. It's been cars, and drift. Listen, as you they drive, pull handbrakes no less. You all go. Catch you on the flip side. See you
Stay
tomorrow.
safe while at
Wear your seatbelt too.
Yes, thank you.